Hello and welcome to welcome to the Art of Herbalism. My name is Tlazol. You can also call me Sol, and I'm so happy to be here. I'm so excited. It's a good day. It's the 20th of March, 2026. Can't believe that. And that means it is the first day of spring in the northern hemisphere. We are at our equinox here on the planet Earth. Um, And we're just going to give about 5 minutes for all the participants to arrive. And in this time, I invite you to get a drink of water or tea or something nearby to have on hand, a candle if you have it, something to light that with, and any other element you would like to have on your table or nearby or your altar, something that could represent the time of year you find yourself in, whichever hemisphere you're in, a seed or some sort of plant, feather, stone. There's no wrong answer. Nothing does not belong, or another way to say it, everything belongs and everyone belongs here. So um, we will give everyone a moment to gather and then we will begin. All right. Welcome, one and all. Thank you for joining here and now, and also those who will be joining later through the recording. I invite you to light your candles. This small spark that we have here in front of us connects us with each person who is present and all of those people that we are connected with. The center of the sun, each twinkling little star, and that divine spark, which is inside of each of the little seeds that we plant in the dark ground. And I think also with that faith and trust and knowing that life wants to live, the seeds will grow, and we will be able to share and receive many fruits and many flowers. I'm going to share my screen and we'll look at a little presentation while I share about the herbs of the day. So again, I thank you very much for being here, for taking the time and space to connect with yourself primarily, with the cycle, the moment in the cycle of time we find ourselves in this earth, in this planet, in this time and space continuum. It is a joy to be here. Thankful to the plants which unite us and guide us, the greatest of all teachers, and to all of those who have come before. Thank you for connecting with that power you possess because you exist, of creativity, of curiosity, and of bravery. The desire to connect with something new requires a lot of bravery. My name is Tlazol, or Sol, and I find that I connect a little bit or quite a bit with this photograph that's the background of this little mini collage. I feel like often I find myself in a tight spot or a place where perhaps others might find me uncomfortable. I choose to be a plant in a world that is paved over by cement. Um, and I think that's why many of you are here as well. You find that despite the rigid structures that might surround us. We recognize ourselves and we remember ourselves to be life and moving and living, breathing beings. I do want to recognize that the majority of my teachers, if not, well, no, yes, the majority of them, um, all have shared with me and taught me wisdom that was carried and preserved and is still um, taken care of by Indigenous people on Turtle Island, Nanahuac, Abya. Um, this is not the native country of my ancestors. I am the child of colonizers and invaders, and I am grateful to and humbled by all of the hard and good work that um, all of these cultures, very much alive, continue to do today, despite the many and multiple and horrible attempts that have been taken and continue to be taken to smother and eradicate and hide their wisdom, their beauty, their connection to this earth. And again, like the plants that we'll see today, the revival or the renewal and the regeneration that occurs with life despite the cold, hard winters is a reminder that we can do hard things. We can repair damage that has been done, and we can change so that we are able to move forward in a strong, integrative, and collaborative way with ourselves, with our bodies, with our communities, with the plants and animals and all of our relations, all of our relatives. I'm a parent and I am a planter. I am a weaver of realities, a believer in dreams, even though I get bogged down too. um, I think that's what it comes down to, the cyclical nature of it all, realizing that it's hard, realizing that it's sticky and tight and feeling that, and then also learning how to open up, to trust, to recognize where I can let go, where I can change and move forward so that we all benefit, so that my child can benefit and your child, every child is our own. And this wisdom is not my own. I share it with you so that you will share it with others. And may this continue to flower and bloom and bring hope and light and beauty to all the world. We're going to be looking at lymphagogues today, a kind of funny looking word, funny sounding word. They're known traditionally as blood cleansers, and this is the perfect time of year. Of course, everything is aligned um, because as the days are lengthening, I'm going to speak from a Northern Hemisphere perspective here. As the days are lengthening and warming, we also in our body are starting to feel that quickening and that excitement and that movement. And lymphagogues accompany us in these moments when our body has been inside, maybe a little bit more sedentary than usual, that encojamiento, that like tightening up or like squeezing of our bodies, that tension that we can find when we're cold, when we're shivering, bundled up, even though that feels good, over time that can feel a little bit restrictive. And so with the budding flowers and the buzzing bees and the singing birds, we too are being inspired to move about. And as we move around, our lymph system is activated because the lymph system, contrastingly to the circulatory system, which is the heart, the lymph system does not move or have a pump of its own. And so as we move, so does the lymph system. Now, the lymph system is composed of things that also might seem equally as vague or ephemeral, or who knows what word I'm looking for. But the lymphatic system contains the lymph nodes, which are found, often in the throat. Often they're found in the throat kind of area, behind the ears, all the places that you feel like swollen and sticky when you get sick, under the armpits and in the creases of your legs. The lymph system is also composed of the thymus gland and the tonsils, those like weird things that also can be taken out of our body with seemingly not much effect. The spleen, our intestines, and the bone marrow. And so, again, bringing it back to that circulatory lymphatic system relationship, as the movement occurs and things are being moved about, that's where we get this idea of blood cleansers or the cleansers. It's moving out through our physical motion, and then along with the aid of these lymphagogues, these plants, it is part of the elimination system of our body. So we're getting rid of the junk. We're getting rid of anything that has been stagnant in our body, which causes the inflammation, which causes the mucus, which causes the snot, and all of that just like nasty, cruddy stuff that we want out. We want to get this moving. We want to clear the way for a beautiful rest of the warm sunny summer and spring. Getting a little tongue-tied and excited, because this is an exciting time of year. All of the potential, all of what we can see that will be coming. However, if we don't make way first, there won't be room for the new stuff. So that's what kind of this transition of spring, of preparation for the new stuff to come in. Same with our bodies. As we move around, we're saying, okay, what has come dislodged? How can I remove it so it doesn't stay in there and junk up my system more? Um, and that's pretty much all of the plants we're going to look at today will have these properties, and I'll specify on some other ones. Don't worry too much about writing everything down. You can come back to this recording later. You can look at the notes that you take, or take notes the second time around. Connect to it how you want, but I want you to feel this right now. But this is yes, at working of the mental body in this time with all this information that we're going to start with. And also I invite you to not be too hard on yourself. Relax, let it go. Know that there is the recording to come back to later, so that you can just take in this information, look at the pictures, remember experiences you have had. Maybe you recognize some of these plants or have your own experience with them already. And I invite you to give yourself that time and space to just feel and listen.